Good evening to you. Welcome to Friday night football in the J-League. And we could not have a better or a bigger game to bring you tonight than the one we have in Kobe. It is Vissel Kobe against Kashima Antlers. Kashima 5 points clear at the top of the table right now. Vissel, the team chasing them, and with a chance today to turn the title race in the J-League on its head. For Kashima Antlers, it's a week that will perhaps determine the destination of this season's J-League title. Tonight, they are away at Vissel. Next Saturday, they entertain Kyoto Sanga, the other team that are 5 points behind in the race for the title. It is a huge, huge night. The biggest game you could imagine in what has been perhaps the biggest and best week that Japanese football has ever seen. The victory for the national side against Brazil, coming from 2 goals down, is now backed up by the biggest game of the season in Japanese football. Yuya Osako and Yuma Suzuki, 2 of the great names on show, 2 of the great characters on show. But there are so many subplots to this fixture. For Asako, of course, he knows all about winning the title with Kashima. They are Japan's most decorated club. He was there when they did the three-peat. Now, Vissel Kobe, with Yuya Osako in the side, are looking to match the achievement of the only side to win 3 titles in a row in Japanese top-flight football. You could have sold the stadium out 3-4 times over tonight for this one, as domestic football returns to Japan. Daiya Meikawa is the regular goalkeeper for Vissel Kobe. There are a couple of changes tonight for them from the last time out. Nanase Ino comes in at right back. Gotoko Saku is rolled out. Mateus Tuller returns after he's been absent for a month following a red card. And then the forward line, well, they've gone with the most positive forward line they could. Muto, Osako and Eric, supported by Taisei Miyashiro, the top scoring Japanese player in the J-League this season. Takafumi Mikuriya is the man in charge, with Yusuke Hamamoto and Yukitaka Komagi. And should we require them, Yusuke Araki and Osamu Nomura are in the VAR booth. Well, this is the team for Toru Oniki's side. Tomoki Hayakawa was part of Japan's squad that beat Brazil this week. They make just the one change from the side that drew with Gamba Osaka last time out. They come for the experience of Kei Chinan in the middle of midfield, and Yuma Suzuki and Leo Serra, who both passed late fitness tests to play last time out against Gamba, we're told are now fully fit. Well, two of the great decorated coaches of Japanese football. Toru Oniki built a legacy and an empire at Kawasaki Frontale, now in charge at Kashima Antlers, charged with bringing the title back to Japan's most decorated club. Can Yuma Suzuki lead the line to their first title in 9 years? He was there last time they did it, as too was now MEIJI Ueda. Or will it be 3 in a row for Vissel Kobe? Or will one of the other challengers step in? Will Sanfrecce Hiroshima, will Kyoto Sanga find what it takes to win the J-League this season? The favourites are the visitors, and they will get us underway. Well, what a week it's been for Japanese football, and what a night it is in the NOEVIR in Kobe, as Vissel and Kashima go head-to-head as the race for the title hots up. 5 games to go, 5 points the gap at the top of the table. The leaders with that 5-point gap. Kyoto, Kashima and Vissel have 60 points, 5 points behind, and Sanfrecce Hiroshima a couple of points further back. You could still say it's a 5-team race for the title, but if Kashima avoid defeat, or if they win here, it would be a major statement. Kento Misa with the header there, and Nanase Ino coming in at right fullback tonight in the absence of Goto Kusakai. A big blow to lose his experience in the right fullback position. Nanase Ino, of course, is vastly experienced himself. He delivers the cross. The miscue is by Kei Chinan. Converted into this box-to-box midfielder. And the first opportunity will come for the home side. Kazuya Nagato, signed from Yokohama F. Marinos earlier in the season. Really good pickup for Vissel and for Takayuki Yoshida. It's Nagato with the corner. It's right round the back towards Yoshinori Muto. It's a good take by Hayakawa. And here is Yuma Suzuki's first involvement in the game. Elbert, another who made the switch from Yokohama F. Marinos earlier in the season as they rebuilt following their disastrous start to the campaign. And focused tonight very much on business affairs at the top. Osako. It's a lovely touch for Miyashiro. Muto on the outside. That's towards Eric. Osako! What a save by Hayakawa. Outstanding block to deny Vissel early on. Elbert at the other end. What a start to the game that would have been. Suzuki. The referee's going to go back. There's an injury at the other end, and Yuya Osako can't believe it. Well, he's widely respected as the best goalkeeper in Japanese football this season. And this a serve, a save really that emphasises that. Brilliant pick out behind Miyashiro, and a wonderful stop by the goalkeeper. Osako thought he'd done everything right. Really good reaction stop from Hayakawa. Spread himself brilliantly. He will have expected to score. Probably thought he did just about everything right in that situation. Famously the man who got the winner the first time that Japan beat South American opposition in the World Cup in 2018, and they beat Colombia. And that, of course, moved on a stage further with that victory over Brazil in midweek when they were 2 down. It was very much almost a backup side. A little bit of concern for Hayakawa here. The ball hitting the inside of his left knee. And just stretching to get across to it. Potentially just tweaking something inside it. All good, thank you. There's the gesture. Kashima, and they change colours tonight, of course. There's a real intensity about this game. You can sense how big it is. The supporters fully invested in it, as are the players. And it's been a really good start by the home side. They were beaten last time out at Urawa. That was a big shock, given the form that Vissel had been in. Now looking to get in front early on against the league leaders. Nagato takes the corner again, very deep. Touched by Osako, who's looking for Yoshinori Muto. And Yuma Suzuki will carry the ball away. This is Alexander Chavric. Nanasino made the challenge and thought the ball might run out for a throw, and actually was going to hold and was going to go out for a corner, which is why he had to just put a spurt on. Doesn't break for Leo Serra. It's a clever pass. Osako. This is Eric. Looking for Muto. Away by Ueda. Eric will try again. Away this time by Kimito Nono. Osako. And here's Eric! Well, that's a great block by the captain of Kashima. Vital block by Ueda. All his experience coming to the fore there to get in the way of that. Just for a moment, a couple of the other defenders are just knocked off. And the Brazilian very nearly capitalised. Just there you see Ryuto Koike not quite aware of Eric coming. Big block. Chance, another one. Foul conceded for the challenge on Takehiro Ogihara. He anchors this Vissel side so well. It was a really clever pickup when he came from Yokohama F. Marinos. Kawasaki on towards Muto. Nagato. It's a good win. A good win and a good challenge by Keiichi Ogihara. This is Yamakawa. Well, the idea was to release Nanase Ino. And we'll come back to Hayakawa. And Tetsushi Yamakawa will send the ball downfield again, but comfortable for Tomoki Hayakawa, who immediately was looking to release Albert. It wasn't the worst idea in the world. It is something that is very prominent in his game, his distribution, his reading and understanding of dangerous situations. It's certainly not a night for shirking tackles. So much at stake. 10 minutes of fairly flown by inside the NOEVIR. Ogihara. Nanase Ino. Arriving was Miyashiro. Here's Nagato. His first touch took it away from him. Mark to Ogihara. That's going to be another corner. And the pressure on the Kashima goal will continue. It's nothing new for them. They are a side that will sit in and will be happy to weather the storm. The goalkeeper's made more saves than any other goalkeeper in the league this season. The reason for that is that he's very, very good, of course, but it also shows that they are capable of giving up chances. Nagato with the corner, and coming round the back was Eri. Doesn't really get hold of it, does Muto. And it's flicked up and over the top by the goalkeeper. He just took the safety first option, didn't really get hold of it, Yoshinori Muto. Last season's MVP in the J-League. But Osako had broken his own goal-scoring records in the season before, in the first Title II winning seasons. They're hoping that this will be a three-peat for them. Oh, that's broken inside the penalty area, and the referee immediately says no penalty. There is very little argument, there's little contention at the moment. So there will be a word or two when the ball goes out of play. Hayakawa comes again, doesn't really get much on the ball. Muto will go for the return, does really well. Too high for Eri. Cleverly away by Koike. And Albert's clearance. Looks for Leo Serra. That's a really good piece of defending. Coming across by Mateus Tuller. A combination of injury and suspension have ruled the Brazilian out for the last month. He was sent off against Yokohama at the start of September. He's been such a big part of the last two title wins at Vissel Kobe. Goes Alexander Shavric. Nagato. Ogihara with a miscue. Leo Serra tried to step in and nick the ball. Again, such a clever signing. I'm talking about the decision to bring in Oniki as the head coach, but to set out and win the title, that's another clever ball, and they've broken the offside trap. That's a good piece of defending again. Still not away as Kimito Nono steps in. Hayakawa clears. Defending on the edge a little though at the moment. Kashima. Nagato's cross behind. It's another corner. Again, it's a straightforward little ball that's played through, but such a clever one from Osako. Eric's run was very well watched by Ryota Koike. Important touch as well. Well, they've been in 2 or 3 times. Nagato with the corner, comes all the way through. Touch on the ball. Not enough to carry it towards goal, and there is a foul in there after Yamakawa had the initial effort. Well, they've weathered the first 15 minutes of Kashima. That's the challenge the referee didn't like. We talked about him coming in from Kawasaki Frontale in the decision. They wanted to win the league, that's why they went and got Toru Oniki. But then they went and got Leo Serra from Cerezo. Scored so many goals. Well, that's a poor clearance by the goalkeeper, who will rectify it by coming through his penalty area. Chapwich with the flick, which will run harmlessly through to Daiya Mekawa. Hardly seen him so far. Just an serve as an example as to how dominant Vissel have been. They have a free kick here for the foul by Kento Misao. Bit over keen. Muto. This is Kuwasaki. Nanaseino. Trying to step away from Elbert. Leo Serra back helping out. They do all get back and get behind the ball. They are very well versed and well disciplined. Yuma Suzuki. Half the time you'd never think he was a centre forward. He's all over the field. 4 shots so far, 4 on target as well from Vissel. Haven't found a way through, but they are dictating and they are dominating the early phases of this game. A game they quite simply have to win. But a victory, whilst not opening the door for them, potentially opens the door for Kyoto, Kashiwa and Hiroshima as well. And remember, Kashima play Kyoto next week. What a fortnight it's going to be. And what an 8 days it's going to be. I've been waiting for this one ever since the start of the international break, ever since really, after Vissel had been beaten by Urawa and Kashima drew 0-0 with Gambaro Osaka. When, of course, 18-year-old Omare Takura missed that stoppage time penalty. Almost had it saved by Juichi Mori. A really good save as well by the goalkeeper to deny the 18-year-old who'd come from the bench the week before and scored twice after a 6-month injury layoff. It seemed destined that he was going to make headlines for the right reasons again, but he didn't score from the penalty spot. And had he done so, of course, the gap at the top would have been a couple of points further on. 107 points with 5 games to go. If they can win here, that will all be forgotten. So far, they have been the team under pressure. Keiichinen was desperately trying to convince everyone who'd listened that the last touch went off Kawasaki. Referee and assistants felt otherwise, which is the important voices in those situations. That's a wonderful touch by Eric. Ball that was looking for the run in behind of Yoshinori Muto. Kim did well to get in the way. Well, Nagato will dry the ball. Everyone is starting very, very deep. Does have a real weapon in his long throw. They don't always use it. They are this time, though. That's a really strong header away by Naomichi Ueda. And a captain's clearance as well. Yamakawa. His clearance was charged down. Chavric. This is Elbert. Alexander Chavric again. Leo Serra trying to get across the near post. It's just a little too close to Mekawa. Just the first indication, though, from the league leaders that they are starting to become relevant as an attacking force in this game. It's worth pointing out as well that Kashima have continued their title challenge that faded last season. They were up there for much of the campaign amidst a pretty horrific run of injuries. They've taken 4 or 5 important players out for a lot of the campaign. Kuma Sekigawa at the heart of the defence, Shu Muroka, Koki Anzai, Yoshi Shimoda. 4 of the names who have been away from the team now for a considerable amount of time. He's had his issues this season as well, Muto. This has Osako as well. And when they were absent, Tase Miyashiro stepped forward and led the line brilliantly. 11 goals from him. Here's Muto. Miyashiro to Nagato. Osako pulling deep. And the effort was by Kawasaki. Good block by Kim. Back to Yuyo Osako. That's nice. The deflection on the shot will take the ball away. It will be another corner. Well, he was the Japanese Footballer of the Year in 2018 and 2023. Turned 35 in May, did Yuya Osako. A goal every other game in his international career. A wonderful career it's been. He took in a 7-year stint in German football. 6th corner. Nagato will take. Comes out to Ogihara. who used to take every corner until the arrival of Nagato from Yokohama Marinos earlier in the season. It's a ball that was looking to break the offside trap again. They've done that on a number of occasions so far. Not time too much on it though, as the ball was hit forward. Here's Kim. Koike took a chance and doesn't get away with it either. Eric was all over him. Long for Miyashiro, away by Ueda. This is Yoshinori Muto. Asking Nanaseino to come round the back, which he's done really, really well. It'll come back to Muto here. Nagato. And Ino is arriving at the far post. And he's won another corner. A 7th for the home side. Well, he's quick and he's direct, as Nanaseino was so used to seeing him come on as an additional wide player, really, in it, a winger almost. Playing at fullback today in the absence of Gotoku Sakai. Can they cap what's been a really good, strong start to this game, with a goal to give them the advantage? It's towards Yamakawa and Mateus Tuller. Again, Ueda was right there to get in the way. They will head back to halfway, which is a surprise because Nanaseino was thinking of going long. They decide just to start playing with Ogihara. And why not? They've played really well so far. Chavric in the way. That's a lovely piece of skill and a lovely turn by Kento Misao. Ueda asking Leo Serra to go around the outside, and Mateus Tuller, classy defending from him. Osako, there's a little bit of space in the middle of the field. Kuwasaki, that's a lovely touch. This is Nanaseino. Eric with the dummy, Miyashiro with a chance, and he just doesn't make the contact he wanted. It's a lovely flowing football move from the champions. Such a clever dummy from Eri. And Miyashiro, of all people. It was a bouncing ball, yes. But given his 11 goals this season, given his form this season, they all expect him to hit the target from there. They all expect him to score from there. In a year where there have been a number of outstanding homegrown players in the J-League heat, he's right at the top of the pile. And of course is a man who played under that man. Learnt his trade under him. Again, all those lovely little side stories to this game. Now that ball breaks nicely for Kuwasaki, trying to twist and turn on the edge of the penalty area, but nowhere to go. Nagato will go all the way back to Mikawa. You don't often see that in Kashima Antlers games. 8 shots to 0. The biggest chance, one of the two that wasn't on target. That's a really, really good nick by Kimito Nono, who's as good an attacking fullback that there is in the J-League right now. Absolutely exploded into the J-League with goals galore. A year ago, having come through the Ponce University side. Muto not happy. He's won a few free kicks himself like that down the years. Well, they've defended for 29 minutes. Can they now land a real counter-punch at the other end? Chavric with the free kick. He does get a little flick. And the hit from distance is charged down by Nanaseino. Not the cleanest contact of a ball for Kimito Nono. That's a ball that's looking for Leo Serra. Really well read by Mateus Tuller. Well, he thought the flag should have gone up. He didn't. Leo Serra really timed his run well, but what he didn't do maybe is quite read Mateus Tuller and him coming across to see the danger. Just needed one touch on the ball and he was in. We've passed the half-hour mark. Nono. Chavric. This is Osako. Trying to help it on towards Tasemi Ashiro. Yuya Osako again. This is Kurosaki's touch. Not the best. Might have got a bobble off the pitch. And here's Elbert. And all of a sudden, Kashima Antlers are trying to find their way through, and it's not the best ball in the world by Elbert. Here's Leo Serra. Charged down well by Kazuyo Nagato. There's another problem here, and it's for Eric, who's gone down. It looks like his race may well be run. And this will be a blow. Well, the way that he's holding the back of his right leg will tell you all you need to know, that the hamstring may have given up, and already Daiju Sasaki is being prepared by Takayuki Yoshida and his staff. Don't think it'll take too long for the medical team down there, Yosuke Shinoda and Kanto Nagai, to make a decision. He's been in really good touch of late, has Eric, with some really big goals. And that's why they brought him in from Machida Zelvia, having been really the key player in Machida's promotion to the top flight. Well, Sasaki is ready to make his re-entrance. This is a blow in losing Eric. Well, Sasaki has scored so many vital goals during title run-ins in the last couple of years that returning from a 2-match J-League absence, a 3-match absence if you include the Asian Champions League as well. Good timing, really, for Takayuki Yoshida. Probably longer than they would have wanted to use him for, but needs must with Eric ruled out. And so the return of Daiju Sasaki from injury. And a versatile player who can fit in anywhere. What you would imagine is that Muto will probably go over to the right-hand side. And Sasaki can do a job over there. And Muto, of course, over the last couple of title wins, it really has been Muto on the right, Osako in the middle, and then Sasaki or Yuruki on the left-hand side of the forward line. See how that shapes up as the game goes on. It's a foul on Kimito Nono. Mugihara penalised. Just a bit too much arm in the chest for Mugihara. 10:34 during the international break. Well, it was right in front of the Kashima bench, so they had plenty to say on the issue. But when you see the replay, you see that the contact was high on the chest. That's why there was nothing further really that needed saying. We're inside the last 10 minutes of the first half in the NOEVIR. That's going to be a corner, and the first one for the visitors, won by Leo Serra. I would say supporters looking for something to shout about, but in truth they've not stopped since they got here. Alexander Chavric will go across to take. Can the Slovak find the delivery? Well, it's Elber who delivers, and the header is a fraction too high from the captain Naomichi Ueda. They almost caught Vissel out there, and Ueda got the run, and he got the jump on Mateus Tulle. The first chance for the visitors, and it falls to the captain. Who has always been a big threat from set pieces. He's always had that capability of nicking one. A couple of goals already this season. You can see that this game is being played on such a fine line at the moment. You see what's at stake every time there's a coming together. And Sasaki being held by Kim. Yamakawa with the delivery downfield. That's looking for Muto. Will need clearing by Kimito Nono. Leo Serra jumping with Yamakawa. Did well. Kim away. Elber's touch. Leo Serra will chase. Yamakawa just slipped for a moment, just lost his foot. He just almost seemed to get stuck in the mud a little. Chavric for Kimito Nono. It's a clever little ball. Chavric helping it on. It's one of those days where you need someone to find that special moment, to find that touch of class. A devastating hit of the ball. Leo Serra just win the free kick. And it is a day when normally when you're in a title race and you're away at one of your challenges, when you've got a big advantage that you could say, well, we'll take a 0-0 draw, we'll keep that 5-point gap in store. But then you find that Kyoto and Kashima have the chance to close it down to 2 points tomorrow. And Sanfrecce could close it to 4 today. So 0-0 or a draw, maybe not a good result. And Kashima know they want to win this. So much at stake in one of the great title races. Here comes the free kick. Chavric takes. Header was by Yuya Osako. Helped away, where it's retrieved by Kimito Nono. Sasaki on station defending. That's Elbert. Keichinen. Back it goes to Hayakawa, who we saw a lot of early on in the game. And it's much more balanced now. But what it is a good game, and it's a really intense game. Now they've won the ball here with Muto. Won't come to Sasaki. It's a brilliant piece of work to keep the ball in play by Kazuya Nagato. And look for the money in the world that he was going to allow that to run out of play. That's a really clever turn by Mateus Tuller. Nagato going across field. Elbert is in the way. It's a bit of a lazy challenge by Kim. He's poked out a leg. Caught Sasaki. Never really had a hope of getting the ball. Leo Serra just used his body illegally, according to the referee. The bench and the Brazilian disagreed. Here's a ball for Elbert. Alexander Chavric had made a run, but had to check it because the delivery was delayed by Koike. Makawa. This is Nanase Ino. Comfortable for Ueda to take in. Kim. Yomo Suzuki. Haven't seen much of him. And when things are going well for Kashima and when they're playing well, he is very much central to the action in the game. It's funny in the build-up to the game because they talk about the title in 2016 and he says as he was such a young player in the side then that he wasn't really central to it. Probably does himself a little bit of a disservice. What he is now, of course, is the club vice-captain and very central to everything. He did play 31 times that season, by the way, and scored 8 goals. It was only his 2nd season in the top flight. The same question was asked about Yuya Osako of the three-peat he was part of with Kashima Antlers. He says he was just a young player who ran around and scored goals. 4 minutes of time to be added on at the end of the first half. Again, I think a little bit modest from Osako. Played over 25 games in all those seasons. 191 games and 65 goals it was. Here he is again. And Muto, oh, he's gone into traffic. That will be a goal kick. And he wants a corner, they all want a corner, they're not going to get one. Well, it looked as though he just ran the wrong way. But yes, as it came off Kimito Nono, he should have had a corner. Strong header by Matheus Tuller. Leo Serra. Nagato won't find its way through to Osako. Here's Miyashiro. Kiki will go back to Hayakawa. Very comfortable with the ball at his feet. Lovely touch by Suzuki. Elbert, 3 against 2. Can they make it count? This is Leo Serra. And Matheus Tuller has played him so well in this first half. Leo Serra wins the ball back brilliantly. And crosses straight into the arms of Dei and Meikawa. It's been quite the battle between those two Brazilians. Here's Osako. Muto. Very nearly found its way through to Yuya Osako, who would have been offside anyway. Muto. Ogihara. Muto. Trying to inject some pace into the attack. That's towards Sasaki. Osako, really good block. Might still break here for Ogihara. Sasaki with the jump, but he was always stretching. Just sat up, didn't it? Had to hit it so quickly. Kim was in the way. might be the last goal-mouth action of this first half. And Takayuki Yoshida's side have hammered away at the Kashima goal. Strong header by Leo Serra. Sasaki did well. Ueda. And he wins the last header of the first half. That is frustrating for Vissel Kobe. The champions kept at bay by some good goalkeeping and a little bit of wayward finishing. One-way traffic in terms of the chances created in the first period. Not much from the visitors, one chance for Ueda from a header. But Vissel Kobe almost in double figures for attempts on goal. They've not been able to find a way through in the first half. And this huge moment, this huge game at the top of the J-League is all square at half-time. Still looking for the first goal. And both sides will want to find one after the break. Half-time in the NOEVIR Stadium. It is Vissel Kobe 0, Kashima Antlers 0.
J リーグはこれまで常に進化を続けてきた。そして2026年未来に向けて次の大きな一歩を踏み出す。時代の変化とともにアジアをそして世界を見据えたシーズンへ、この歴史的な挑戦の第一歩が明治安田 J リーグ100年構想リーグ。1993年に10クラブで始まった J リーグは30年余りの時を経て今や60クラブに。それぞれの町の誇りを胸に日本サッカーの未来を切り開いてきた。だからこそこの特別な大会は地域に根ざしてスタートする。さあ地域での激闘を超え世界へ羽ばたけ。 J リーグの新たな時代が今始まる。明治安田 J1100 年構想リーグは2025シーズンの結果に基づいた J120 クラブが参加。地域リーグラウンドでは東と西2つのグループに分かれ、各クラブホーム&アウェーの18試合を実施。勝利クラブは勝ち点3を得る。90分で勝負がつかない場合には PK 戦で決着をつける。 PK 戦勝利クラブには勝ち点2、敗北クラブにも勝ち点1が加算される。続くプレーオフラウンドでは1位から20位まで全20クラブの最終順位を決定する。地域リーグラウンドの同じ順位同士がホーム&アウェーで対戦し、合計得点で決着をつける。2試合を終えて合計得点が同点の場合のみ延長戦へ。それでも決着がつかない場合には PK 戦となる。プレーオフラウンド優勝クラブはアジアクラブの頂点を目指す大会 AFC チャンピオンズリーグエリート2026-27の出場権が獲得できる。また地域リーグラウンドでは勝ち点1ごとに特別助成金をクラブに支給。勝ち点1あたり200万円、勝ち点3で勝利すれば600万円、全勝すれば1億800万円を獲得できる。さらに最終順位による賞金は優勝1億5000万円、準優勝6000万円、3位3000万円が与えられる。なおこの大会における降格は行われない。地域ごとにしのぎを削る地域リーグラウンドから1位から20位まで直接対決で順位をつけるプレーオフラウンドまで全200試合。2026年新たな時代が始まる。明治安田 J1100 年構想リーグ。
Welcome back to the NOEVIR Stadium. No way through so far for Yuya Osako and Yoshinori Muto and co. In this huge Friday night football clash in the J-League. Not seen much of Yuma Suzuki so far. He was called into action very, very early on in this game and made an outstanding stop from Osako. But really, 99.9% of the chances went to the home side, who were unable to find a way through. They need to find a way through in the second half. 4 games to go and 5 points to make up if this game ends in a draw, remember. Would just be surely too much for the champions. They capitalised last season as Sanfrecce slipped up late on. Kashima had dropped away a little before, as had Gamba Osaka and Machida Zelvia. Right now, of course, if right now, as it stands, if the visitors win this game, they will feel that they have one hand on the J-League crown. We're a long way from winning this game, having really had to weather a lot of pressure in that first half. Double figures for attempts on goal for the home side. That's Yamakawa, and eventually did it, just drift out of play, but Yamakawa sliced it horribly anyway. Yuma Suzuki has always been one who would referee a game for a referee. No surprise to see him in disagreement with where the ball should be spotted, shall we say. Real character. Sasaki forward for Osako. They played with a real sense of urgency. They played with a real intensity in that first half. Couldn't find a way through. And the team's going through the bottom of your picture with the one change so far as well on your screen. That, of course, of Daiju Sasaki coming on and returning from injury. His first game in over 2 months, following the injury to Eric. That's on by Elbert, and that's Leo Serra, and he nearly got away, but Yamakawa did well to stay with him. Yamakawa and Mateus Tuller panic stations for a moment. And in the end, Leo Serra not able to get the shot away like he would have wanted. It only takes half a chance for him half the time. Everyone aware of how devastating he is in front of goal. 18 goals this season, the top scorer in the league. Osako in the wars. Fair to say Kim doesn't agree. Well, the first half started with a brilliant chance for Yuya Osako. He was unable to take. Saved brilliant by Hayakawa. Can they create a chance right at the start of the second half as well. Leo Serrat already has had a shot across the bows at the other end. Kazuya Nagato will take the free kick. Everyone makes their break now, and it's very well watched and very, very well defended again. Super piece of work to get the ball away. Nagato will go from one side of the field to the other. Can they find that one moment? Nagato's corner. Again, it's deep. It's Mateus Tuller. It's hanging in the air, and Hayakawa will come through the crowd and take that ball cleanly and immediately send it downfield. Here comes Suzuki. Koike. He's going to get a free kick. There's a very little gap that he had to squeeze through. Ryuta Koike. Clipped by the heels of Nanase-Ino. Well, the best chance that Kashima have carved out so far came from a set piece. It came from an Ueda header that was a fraction too high. He waits now. Alexander Chavric over this free kick. And he's got that all wrong, and it's comfortably headed away downfield. Chased by Ogihara. And that will break for Suzuki. Clever little ball for Chavric. Suzuki again. Again, intelligently opening the game up. And Suzuki waits, so too does Leo Serrat. Chavric with the shot. Again, they've done well to smother the danger and get the ball away. And the referee sees that with two players down inside the penalty area, he needs to stop the game. Initial block was a good one from Yamakawa. And Yoshinori Muto had a toe trod on and fell over his own teammate. You see Toru Oniki and his assistant Masaki Chogo there were asking for a handball. Those calls and those appeals go unheeded. That's been looked at, of course, as they all are, by VAR. Nagato. That's an intelligent run from in to out by Miyashiro. And header away by Kento Misa. Was Miyashiro who had the best chance of the game. For a lovely dummy by Eri, with the goal at his mercy. He just didn't make contact the way he would have wanted and put it wide. Now he waits. Vissel Kobe's players wait as Nagato shapes another long throw into the penalty area. Hayakawa has come, got enough. Wasn't altogether too convincing from the goalkeeper. Osako. Kento Misao with the defensive cover. Yamakawa has come through the back of Yuma Suzuki. He's got to get himself a yellow card as the captain if he's not careful with his reaction. Well, shall we say that Yuma Suzuki used his experience there. Knew that Yamakawa was coming. Got the touch and took the free kick. He's gone off chasing the ball. It's a bit of a waste. You can't afford to waste balls like that. Well, it is a day for big personalities, for real character. There's plenty on show. Both these sides full of very strong personalities. It's another free kick. Sasaki penalised. Apology from Sasaki. Hammered long downfield. Header away by Kazuya Nagato. Leo Serra. Kimito Nono. Little touch by Chavric was clever. He goes for the return. Low ball, delivered, looking for Albert. And it comes out to Leo Serra, and that's a brilliant block. Couple of huge defensive moments there. I was brilliant in the approach and the build-up, involving Kimito Nono and Alexander Chavric. Albert on the end of it. That's a great block by Nana Seino. This might be an even better block to get in the way of Leo Serra's effort. Kawasaki it was who made the second block. Albert would have scored, and that certainly would have got in, but for Kawasaki throwing himself in front of it. Brilliant move by Kashima. So close. For the first time, you feel that Vissel were under pressure there, almost in the entire game. And Vissel's players will be aware of that, and it is something that Takayuki Yoshida would have stressed to them. Whilst they have been seemingly in control of the game, tactically, territorially, creating chances, having lots of corners and free kicks in and around the opposition penalty area, not to get sucker punched at the other end. It's a much more even game in this second half. Nil-nil won't do either side. Manaseino wins another corner. The first rule of thumb today really for Kashima is that don't lose, because it keeps Vissel away at arm's length. But it could open the door for Kyoto or Kashiwa They play Kyoto next week, before ending up with 3. You're never going to say that games are comfortable per se, but 3 winnable games. Yokohama at home, Tokyo Verdy away, and Yokohama F Marinos at home on the final day. Nagato with the corner. Comes out for Ogihara, who has the effort on the right foot with his volley. He has scored some screamers down the years, but they tend to come with his left foot. That one was a bit of a swinger. Sasaki. Well, here comes a change for the league leaders, for Kashima. It is one that they do make quite a lot. Elbert will make way, and Yuto Masumura will come on to replace him. Has nicked a couple of goals this season from those wide areas, Masumura. They'd love one today. Kazuya Nagato will take another free kick here for Vissel Kobe. It's a dangerous looking ball. It's just out of the reach of Tetsushi Yamakawa. Horrible ball to defend, horrible ball for the goalkeeper as well. And grateful to see it drift wide of that far post. The 111th game of what has been an outstanding career for Tomoki Hayakawa. At the age of 26 now, firmly established in the national squad. Really, this year has been, you feel like a coming-of-age season for him. Just look at the way the game has changed in the last 15 minutes there. 5 attempts from Kashima to 1 for Vissel. Bearing in mind the absolute dominance of the first period. I said that it was a different game in the second half than that we saw in the first period. Kim wasn't really left with anywhere to go there. Kim coming in, of course, with Ikuma Sekigawa ruled out through injury. And picked up in January from Sagan Tosu. It was good, handy that they picked him up with the injury to Sekigawa, who was outstanding last season for Kashima Antlers. And another of those players that's just come through the ranks and grown after coming into the team straight from high school, really, from Kashiwa High School. Over 150 games now for the club, but absent this season through injury after picking up that injury early on. Muruku with that his Achilles tendon injury as well. That's a clever little ball, Miyashiro. Support is arriving from Ogihara. Kimito Nono is in the way. They have stood firm defensively all evening. Now, as we reach the 19-minute mark of the second half, they need to do so again. 10 corners now for the home side. Ogihara drives it in viciously. That was an important touch from Leo Serra. And here comes another change. Nanaseino brought into the side today, of course, in the absence of Gotoku Sakai, is going to make way, and Rikuto Hirose will come on. An experienced defender, and of course a former Kashima Antler. So just another subplot. Nagato with the corner. Header back across goal is by Sasaki, but straight through to the goalkeeper. Mekawa, a long way from home, could have actually probably stayed inside his penalty area and taken that, but they have the ball and they're moving downfield. It might actually turn into a pretty good decision. Hayakawa has made a little bit of a mess of that, and the referee, he was right on it, says it's no more than a goal kick as Miyashiro goes down. There's very little from Miyashiro, which might tell you a lot in this situation. Well, a big smile from Hayakawa, nothing from Miyashiro, which might suggest that basically he just lost his footing. What it was, though, was a surprise to see Tomoki Hayakawa actually make an error like that. He's normally so good at coming outside his penalty area. And he spends much of the pre-match kicking working on it. That's a lovely touch by Osako. Miyashiro. Ogihara. That's for Muto. Ogihara, great take. That's another block. It's what they've done all day. Kazuya Nagato with a brilliant run. Ueda is in the way. You can feel the tension growing. It's palpable now. A night that Vissel Kobe, you know, need to win. Hirose will go to take the corner. Seen him play all over the field this season for Vissel. We've seen him play as a wide attacker. We've seen him play midfield. We've seen him play fullback. All they want from him now is one perfect delivery. We're into the final quarter of this game. We are still waiting for the first goal. Hirose takes, Suzuki away. Nagato, Hirose. Have another corner. Still turning that screw. Still looking for a way through. desperate for a goal. Hirose takes. Good header away by Ueda again, Ogihara. Well, we built him up with his last volley with his right foot, saying that he scores screamers with his left foot, but better best forgotten that one. Well, they will keep pushing until the very last. That's how they won the league for those couple of seasons. There's a couple of changes here. It's an interesting one as well. Leo Serra, he's got to make way with 21 minutes to go. He's only had a sniff of goal, really. And Koike will also make way. Sukui and Ogawa will come on. Not what you'd class as naturally offensive like-for-like changes. Toru Oniki has made his first major move of the game. Ogawa will step in at right back. Shavric will go and play through the middle up front. That's a clever little ball for Miyashiro. Well, he rode one challenge well, the second took him out. And it will be the game's first yellow card from Kim. He needs to just rein it in a little. Keichin using all his experience just to get between player and referee and calm down the defender. That was probably a foul. That certainly was. And so, once again, the ball stands at the feet of Kazuya Nagato. He could go for goal. He could just dink the ball across. One thing on his mind, he does go for goal, but he made the priority hitting the target and made it very savable for Hayakawa. That's a clever little ball. Flag stays down. This is Muto. Delivered by Kuwasaki. And well cleared by Ogawa. Brilliant from Yamakawa. And big centre-half throwing in little bits of skill. Well, that throw was a really good idea by Rikuto Hirose. Trying to find Sasaki, but just put a bit too much on it. And so with 18 minutes to go, this game is going back and forth. Surely it can't end 0-0. Surely Kashima, chasing a championship, can't have back-to-back 0-0 draws. The first in 9 years it would be for the league's most decorated club. And they've always had their difficulties against Vissel Kobe of late. In early meetings they dominated, I should imagine, given their successes. And of course, over recent seasons, Vissel have kicked on and been challenging for the title. And they've been the one who've had the advantage in these meetings. You couldn't put anything between them today. That's a foul. by Nagato on Kimito Nono. They feel, Kashima, if they get in front, they can defend the lead. But they're good enough to do that. They've defended really well all evening, really. They've given up one very, very good chance that wasn't taken by Miyashiro. Here comes the free kick, headed away by Sasaki. That's long round the back, but comfortable for Mekawa. Had no trouble dealing with it. It's really, really fascinating to look at the way that they've reorganized with those substitutions. Kimito Nono is now playing as a left-sided forward player. That's another foul and a free kick. Kento Misao is the player who is penalised. Inside. There's a football match here to be won. There's a title that needs winning. The champions 5 points adrift, looking to close it to 2, and the ball is with Yuya Osako. That's a really good block and a really good challenge from Sukui. The flag goes up now against Yuya Osako. Well, Toru Oniki has completely almost reshaped his team. With the substitutions he's made, he's moved players all over the place. What he has now is 2 new fullbacks and 2 new wide players, and Shavrich playing as the centre forward. Still waiting for one of the big characters to have their say, whether it be Osako or whether it be Suzuki, who's penalised there for an arm on Mateus Tuller as they jump for the ball. Mekawa will go downfield. They're looking long. Header away. It was by Kim. That's a guy that's nicked by Keichin and in midfield. Suzuki did well, he was fouled. Chavric helps the ball on. Now they're making ground. Masumara, he's won a corner. again, having weathered pressure. Ueda and Co will stride forward. Only their second corner of this game. 79 minutes into it. Again, it was Kim and Ueda who were coming through the crowd. It was Kim who met it, just didn't make contact. They'll try again. This will come out to Ogawa. Masumara. And the ball by Sukui, very well charged down. Well, there's too much at stake for probably a 7-goal classic in such a fixture. But the focus would be on not conceding, to not give up easy chances. In front of packed out NOEVIR. Did we expect to head into the final 10 minutes of the game? Still looking for the first goal of it. Nagato with a quick free kick. Kashima switched off for a moment. You see the response from Hayakawa. Furious that his defenders weren't alert to Kashima's quick restart. Kirose did well to keep the ball in play. Miyashiro initially could do no more than put it out for a throw-in though. Yuma Suzuki is down. There aren't many more who put in more for Kashima than him. But his evening, you would imagine, is about to come to an end. And the changes to be made by Toru Oniki to again bring fresh legs in. Well, it's not just the sprints that he puts in, it's his all-round contribution. You see him on the edge of his own penalty area half the time when they are defending. You see him on the edge of the opposition penalty area when they're attacking. Gets through an inordinate amount of work. But his part in this game is done. And the responsibility is handed over for the final few minutes. Kyosuke Tagawa and Ryotaro Araki will come on. Tagawa over Tokura is the call from the coach. Tokura, of course, came off the bench on his return from injury to score twice, and then had his penalty saved last time out when he was expelled from the bench. This time he's kept on the bench. There's the 18-year-old. That's Mateus Tuller. Sasaki. We thought there would come a point that Sasaki would move to the left and Muto to the right. And that's the way that it did pan out. It has been really an energy-sapping week in the build-up to the game. All eyes really on the preparation. And once the Japan-Brazil game was out of the way, everyone's attention turned to this one. Hirose's cross. Good header away by Ueda, who's put in a real captain's performance at the heart of that defence. Yoshinori Muto. Hirose for Ogihara. Touch was heavy. Now the chance to counter-attack. Played forward by Araki, but it's got too much on it for Tagawa to get. They are going to go back because there is an injury to Kento Misao, who was caught by Ogihara. It was a heavy touch. And trying to rectify it. He did well, actually, not to put his studs up, and he... Not that he would have wanted to give Kento Misao a kick, but he basically just kicked him in the shins. Another who found his way back to the Kashima Antlers, having had a spell in the Azores with Santa Clara and with Leuven in Belgium. Returned last year. Of course, he was picked up after playing in the second tier with Tokyo Verdy. Yellow card for Ogihara, by the way, for that challenge. Might be a bit harsh. Five minutes to go. Might make that 10, or inside just a little less than 5 minutes. You'd imagine there's going to be 5 minutes to add on also. That ball is played downfield. He's looking for the run of Araki. He offers something a little bit different, playing just off the front. Had a good year last year at FC Tokyo on loan. Brought back into the picture by the new coach this season. And a couple of changes now for the home side. And Yuyoro Sako will find his evening over. And on come Yuki Honda and Haruya Ide. Teisei Miyashiro makes way. As does Kazuya Nagato, who's contributed so much. Miyashiro had that big chance in the first half, remember. Osako thought he was coming off and went towards the bench and realised it wasn't his number that was being held up. And maybe just getting a few more instructions. Mateus Tuller's header. That will come towards Masumara, who was fouled. Rikuto Hirose tried to get there but couldn't do so. You can guarantee this will fall, and Araki and Tagawa waits in the middle. It's going to come out to Araki again, and the shot is Kontaro for Meikawa. Firm header from Kim. Yamakawa downfield. Osako tried to flick the ball on to Muto but couldn't do so. Away games tomorrow for Kyoto Sanga I say tomorrow, on Sunday, of course. Tomorrow it's Kashiwa Gamba Osaka. And all of a sudden, with less than 90 seconds to go here, that is looking a big game. As is Shonan Bellmare against Kyoto. It was always going to be a big game anyway because of the situation for Shonan at the bottom of the table. Have to win if they are to have any hope of staying up. Yoshinori Muto took a ride on the bank of Kento Misao there and has stayed down. There's no time though for treatment, there's no time for being injured now. There's 4 and a bit games to go this season. They're 5 points behind in the race for the title. This might be the end of their challenge unless they can get a goal. And once again, defensively, Kashima Antlers have been outstanding. That's come off Araki. This is Ogihara. Muto. Away by Sukui. What have they got left? They've pushed all day. Sasaki skips away from a challenge brilliantly. And again, who else but Ueda's in the way? He's been there all day. He's been there all season. Only Sanfrecce Hiroshima have conceded less than Kashima at the top of the table. Or in the table anywhere. Seven minutes of time added on. We are into that 7 minutes. Sasaki can't quite get the flick on the header. Brought away by Araki. Now he needs help. He gets it from the referee who gives him a free kick. Sets the ball off downfield, looking for Kimito Nono. Here come Vissel again. I get the feeling this last 6 minutes, as it will be now, will be relentless. Forward goes Mateus Tuller. Yuki Honda will take the throw. Oh, would they love a goal? Would they love a hero? Sasaki can't quite make the flick. Well defended by Sukui. They'll try again. Yuki Honda's cross is charged down. Sasaki turning and challenged, and he wants a corner. He's not going to get one. It did look as though the defender flicked the ball onto him. And so Hayakawa goes downfield. Again, Araki is the target. Tagawa steps in well. That's a decent ball forward. He could see what he wanted to do. Well, Masamara trying to get away from Rikuto Hirose, who just stood his ground and defended well. That's a foul by Kimi Nono. He just has to be careful. The passions don't get too built up inside of him. Yamakawa's given the ball away. Muto tries to win it back. It'll break here for Mateus Tuller. Osako's gone for goal and he had a player outside him. Look at the movement and activity on the substitutes bench, on the technical area. The coaches are all screaming now. They know they need to win. They don't want to concede, that's for sure. That's a ball forward, and on for Tagawa. This is a huge moment, Tagawa! Mayakawa with a save. A save that may have just kept everyone else in the title race. He got caught in two minds initially, and then the goalkeeper able to stand up and make the stop. They do have a corner. Ogawa will take. Is there the biggest sting of the season in the tail of this game? Can Kashima find a goal that will put them within a heartbeat of the title? Back in it goes towards Tagawa. Araki, that's a clever ball. Ogawa. Good header away by Yamakawa. Amuto picks the pocket of the defender. Wins the throw. Needs to keep the game moving. Osako, it's a brilliant piece of skill. He's miscued his cross. And Hayakawa will gather. And now Kashima want to go down the other end and win it. It's a bit of a free-for-all now. This is what's at stake at the end of this captivating J-League season, with so many clubs pushing for the title. Osako's ball. And Hayakawa gathers and immediately gets us restarted. Yamakawa with the header. No. Yamakawa away. They won't surrender if they don't win this, Vissel Kobe. But it very much looks as though the title that they've won for the last two seasons is being ripped away from them, prized away from them, minute by minute, second by second. Elba's smiling. There's no one smiling out there on the pitch. He's wondering what could have been with that chance a minute or so ago. This could be the last chance. Araki with the free kick. Flicked on and cleared by Hirose. Osako was fouled. And now everyone will head forward. Maybe there is time for one more chance. Keiichinen keeping the ball away from the restart is shown a yellow card. Long downfield from Mayakawa. Up goes Osako. Won by Yuki Honda. And it's the end of one of the most pulsating 0-0 draws you'll ever see. But you can see what it has taken out of the players. You can see what a failure to win means to those Vissel Kobe players. 5 points behind the leaders at the start of the game. They end the evening still 5 points behind. And now with only 4 games to go, has that title been ripped away from them? And will it be heading for Yuma Suzuki? But now the door has been opened, and Kyoto Sanga and Kashima can close the gap when they play their games this weekend. For Vissel, it might be a game too far. They couldn't get the goal they craved. They couldn't get the goal they worked so hard for. And a resilient defensive performance for Kashima keeps their lead intact at the start and at the top of the J-League. What a night, what a game. It finishes Vissel Kobe 0, Kashima Antlers 0. Well, you won't see many better 0-0 draws than that, that's for sure. And that man there, an absolute rock at the heart of the Kashima defence. Now MEIJI Ueda, past 200 appearances in his career. Just 2 games ago, he won't have had many better. It wasn't tonight where they created too many chances, Toru Oniki's side. But that might just get rid of one of the other challengers, and maybe the biggest challengers for the crown. Takayuki Yoshida's Vissel Kobe, back-to-back champions of the J-League. Now with a 5-point gap to make up with 4 games to go. Surely even for them, that's going to be too much, particularly when you bear in mind that Kyoto and Kashiwa still have to play. Let's hear from now MEIJI Ueda.
勝ち点1をもぎ取ったのか、勝ち点2が取れなかったのか、どんな心境でしょうか。
いや、どっちに転んでもおかしくない試合でしたし、かなり前半苦しい中で耐え切って、0-0で勝ち点1を積み上げれたこと、それはポジティブに捉えたいなと思います。
今日今お話ありましたけど、立ち上がりかなり押し込まれた時間もありました。ただ鹿島が押した時間もあったと思います。本当に展開が分からない90分、どういうふうに振り返りますか。
そうですね、やっぱり前半の最初にやられてもおかしくないシーンもありましたし、そこを守ってしっかりとそれがあったからこそ今日の0-0